Howdy folks, and welcome to the race briefing of Strandräuber IRONMAN 70.3 Ruegen 2017. It's a race weekend and this is what you can expect. Saturday, September 9th, the expo is open from 10 until 7 p.m, merchandise store from 10 until 6, and your registration is open from 10 until 3 p.m. And then at 1:30 p.m, first race of the day, the Bundesliga final for the ladies. 3 until 4, the Iron Kits, and then 4:30, the final race of the season in the Triathlon Bundesliga for the men. 2 until 7 p.m, bike and back check-in in transition area, and then at 8 o'clock, if the weather allows, we'll all get together at the Kurplatz and enjoy a nice evening concert with the Riders Connection. Contents of your registration pack should be a bib number, one helmet race number, your bike race number, stickers for your transition bags, athlete's wristband, swim cap, and 3 transition bags. And please be aware that there is no special need at the IRONMAN 70.3 races anymore, so there's no designated area. You're not allowed to be handed anything. You either have to race on the official race nutrition or carry everything you require in your own nutrition with you during the race. Your transition bags are blue, red and white. Blue for the bike, red for the run, and white for your leisure and after race gear. And you're checking in the blue and the red one on Saturday together with your bikes, and then on Sunday morning the white one in the designated area in transition. Make sure you bring your bib number for the bike check-in on Saturday already, and make sure that you fill in all information on the back, everything that's required, emergency contact, and just potential medical awareness that the medicals should have. Your bike check-in, alright, I could tell you a lot about the picture now. It's Saturday 2 until 7. Just look at the slide, or as for all other information as well, just go online on ironman.com, find the athlete's guide for the IRONMAN 70.3 Ruegen, and then you can see all the slides and everything in detail again, or simply pause it here and have a close look how it all works in transition down at the Pro Chaussee. This is what your bike check-in looks like. Bib numbers 1280 to 1604 all the way up top there, and we're starting at the bottom left hand side with the lower numbers, the hundreds and up. Very important, please bring your athlete's wristband. You must wear it at all times, so once you pick it up at registration, just put it on your wrist and you're good to go for the race weekend. You're receiving your timing chip after you checked in your bike. Alright, so on the way out of transition, make sure you get your timing chip, and nothing wrong with wearing that on Saturday already to ensure that you don't forget it on race morning on Sunday. There's a bike service check, and then numbers and equipment will be checked. You wreck your bike, you wreck your bags, which you have access to on race morning from 8 until 9:30 again, and then you collect your timing chip on the way out of transition. You must bring the following to the check-in: your bike helmet, your bib number, and your red and blue transition bag clearly marked with your bib number. The bike helmet, you place the bib number in the front of the helmet. Make sure that your helmet is fully functional, that you can close your chin strap. Please put it on as you come to check-in and close your chin strap already, as will expedite everything at the check-in for the officials to check your equipment. The bike must be fully functional as well, with brakes, brake levers towards the back, bar end plugs, and so on. And don't overinflate your tires the day before the race. There will be track pumps and bike service on race morning, so just avoid flat tires and so on. Make sure to keep the ground clear around your bike. Alright, no equipment is allowed on the ground. You are allowed to have bike shoes, helmet, bib number, sunglasses, and your nutrition on the bike. Alright, should you decide to have all of that in the transition bag, all changing must happen inside the tent. Alright, so you must put your shoes and your helmet on inside the tent if you decide to have the following items in your transition bag. If you have them on the bike, you can put them on right there. Sunday, it's race day, folks. September 10th, we're opening transition for you at 8 a.m. and it's open until 9:30, which means at 9:15 roughly you'll be hearing our beautiful voices telling you to get ready, leave transition, and make your way down to the swim start. 10 o'clock sharp, the first start of the day for the Strandräuber IRONMAN 70.3 Ruegen with the pro man. 5 minutes later, the pro ladies, and then 10:15, the start of all age group athletes in the fantastic format of the rolling start. And right afterwards, at the end of the age group athletes, the start for the relays. We'll be monitoring the weather closely for race day, and we reserve the right to cancel, modify or shorten any proportion of the event for safety considerations. However, at this point, weather is looking nicely, slight overcast, no rain for race day. Transition area, as mentioned before, opens at 8 o'clock. You have bike service. Make sure you got your bib number on the bike or in the blue transition bag. Same accounts for the helmet. You are not allowed to wear your bib number during the swim, no matter if it is a wetsuit legal or illegal swim. And no socks, compression socks, can be worn during the swim. However, calf guards would be allowed in case of a wetsuit legal swim. Official water temperature will be announced 1 hour before the race start on race morning, which means at 9 a.m. This is what your start groups look like. All right, so have a close look at your swim cap colors. Should you have received the wrong color, not a problem at all. You can go to the registration tent or the info point in transition on race morning and get an alternative swim cap. However, it is mandatory that you wear the official swim cap during the swim. The swim course, hopefully not a surprise to anybody, is a beautiful 1.9 kilometer one loop swim. You're heading out along the Seebrücke, make a sharp left-hand turn after 500 meters, go down for a kilometer, and make another sharp left-hand turn back to the shore. You see the red square on the slide here. That's your pre-swim warm-up area. All right, so make sure you stay at least 100 meters left off the Seebrücke, and then we'll be calling you out of the water in time. When you get out of the water and into the pre-start area, your start boxes, make sure that you enter the start box from the rear side. Do not walk past the swim arch from the front, as your chip won't be registered, and if you go in this way, you will not have an official race time on a race day here at Strandräuber IRONMAN 70.3 Ruegen. Do not jump over the fences from the side, alright? And for everybody who's not familiar with the rolling swim start, it's a beautiful new procedure at the Ironman races to ensure a very fair and safe and comfortable swim for everybody. However, it only works if you're being smart about your own swim ability. All right, as you come down to the swim start, you'll see along the swim gates that there's signs, boards with different estimated swim times. All right, just line yourself up according to your own estimated swim times. And if you're smart about it, don't overestimate or underestimate yourself on race day. Just go with the numbers you know from your training sessions. You will be swimming with like-minded and same-paced athletes, which ensures a very comfortable and fair and pleasant swim out there on race day. Swim exit, make sure you exit only through the official swim arch, as there is a timing mat that will register your chip. Should you decide to quit the race during the swim and not continue the race, please do let an official know that you're out of the race, so that we don't send the troops in to find you in the ocean, as it creates a high cost for you and a lot of gray hair for race organizers. No shortcutting or unsportsmanlike behavior during the swim, and your official swim time is 1 hour and 10 minutes after your very individual respective start. That's the procedure of the rolling start. Your individual race time only starts once you're in first line and you step into the water over the timing mat. That's when your very individual race start time starts. Here we go with transition. Once again, just pause the presentation, have a close look at the slide here for the paths in and out of transition. This is just a rough idea of the rules and regulations. Also, please go online to the Athlete's Guide and familiarize yourself with all rules and regulations. There is no public urinating in transition areas or anywhere on the course, no removing the wetsuit below your hip, no wearing your bib number during the swim, and of course make sure you got your helmet put on and your chin strap closed before you grab your bike, and then you push and do not ride your bike out of transition, and only mount your bike once you pass that mount line onto the bike course. Very easily recognizable by the line on the ground and the officials clearly giving you a sign, this is where you're allowed to mount your bike. It's a great and fairly fast 90-kilometer two-loop bike course along the beautiful Ostseebad of Binz and the surrounding villages. 420 meters of altitude difference. All right, and here we take a look at the 8 stations. 2 8 stations, 2 penalty boxes. Make sure that if you receive a penalty that you check yourself into the next available penalty box. It has to be the next available penalty box, and you have to check yourself in. Make sure you serve your penalty before you continue your race, otherwise you will be disqualified at the end of the race. This is what your 8 stations look like. You got a littering zone at the beginning, then there's water, isodrinks, bars and gels, bananas, Coca-Cola, water, another littering zone, and then the portaloos. If you want to know in detail what power bars offering in the 8 stations, you can see all the different flavors of the bars and gels and drinks below on the slide here. Remember, the entire course is a no littering zone. That's why you got those littering zones at the beginning and the end of the 8 stations. There's oncoming traffic for the first 11 kilometers. Please be aware of that. And then you are crossing railway tracks 3 times at kilometer 22, 24 and 28. They will be covered, however, just be aware that there is railway tracks. Alright, and just be careful as you pass kilometer 22, 24 and 28. A yellow card means you got a 1-minute penalty. A blue card is a 5-minute penalty, and a red card is a disqualification. You are allowed to continue and finish the race, but you won't be in the result list, alright, at the end of the race, as you're officially disqualified. Any accumulation of 3 cards is an automatic disqualification as well. The Strandräuber IRONMAN 70.3 Ruegen, of course, is a non-drafting race, alright, so you have to take 12 meters to the guy in front of you, alright, that's the non-drafting distance, and should you decide to pass the athlete in front of you, you have 25 seconds to do so, alright, you pull out to the left, you pass the gentleman or the lady in front of you, and within 25 seconds you must complete your pass, pull back in, and the person being passed has 25 seconds to drop back and clear that 12-meter no drafting zone again. Same here, go to the Athlete's Guide online and read through the rules and regulations. There's no communication devices or entertainment devices allowed anywhere on the course. This is for cycling, swimming, biking, alright? You have to wear your helmet during the race. You're not allowed to make forward progress without your bike, and very importantly, for both the run and the bike course, no coaching is allowed, alright? If you have coaches or friends or anybody out there giving you split times, that is perfectly fine. However, the person who gives you the times, who is there for you, is not allowed to run with you, cycle with you, move with you in any kind of way. Both feet need to be on the ground at the same time as you come flying by. This is the accumulation rule. We talked about this one. Your cutoff, your individual cutoff, is 5 hours and 30 minutes for swim and bike. All right. Transition bike to run. Make sure that you drop off your bike first before taking the helmet off or opening that chin strap. Then you grab your bag, you run into transition, you change inside the tent, you put all your run belongings into that red run bag, give it a quick pull, and on the way out of the tent, just as you get out, on the sides there's drop boxes. You drop the things in there and your bag, and then you continue out onto the 21.1 kilometer run course consisting of 2.5 loops with a 60-meter altitude difference. You're receiving 3 colored wristbands, and once you got the 3rd, we know you are on the way to the finish line at IRONMAN 70.3 Ruegen. Alright, take a close look at the maps to see where finish line and start is and where the lap turnaround and the run through points are. Here we go for the last loop. You got 3 8 stations, and there is no penalty boxes out on the course. Alright, reason for that is there is only 2 versions of penalties on the run course. The one is a 1-minute stop and go, which will be executed by the officials where they stop you. They'll take the time, a minute later they let you run again. The alternative is a disqualification, and for that you don't need a penalty tent either. Your 8 stations on the run course: water, isodrinks, Coca-Cola, bars and gels, fruits and crackers, Red Bull, more isodrinks, more water, more sponges, and then you got your littering zone and then the portaloos. And this is what it looks like once you reach that area for your lap bands. You see signs and little canals, round 1, 2, 3. All right, just run through the one according to the lap you're in, and that ensures the easiest way for our volunteers to give you the right lap band and for you to continue your run smoothly. Rules and regulations, take a very close look. All right, we've gone through those before. And here again are your cutoff times. An hour 10, and that is always according to your respective start for the swim. 5:30 for swim and bike, and 8 hours 30 for swim, bike, run. After 8 hours and 30, we need to see you cross the finish line, and we're very much looking forward to seeing you do so. There is some additional special classification for our age groupers only. We got the arena swim classification for the fastest age group swim. We got the Skechers run classification for the fastest run. And we got the Mercedes-Benz mountain contest on the run course, where you see when you go back to the run slide, you see that little climb there, and from bottom to top, that's the Mercedes-Benz mountain contest. And all three will be awarded at the awards after the race. Important note is that if you are in an accident and you decide to quit the race, please let an official know that you're out of the race. All right, if you're in an accident, then please make sure that if you cannot continue the race but you're okay, that you stick around until officials or police have arrived. And we come to the finish line. This is going to be your moment of pride and celebration, the moment you worked for. And so therefore the finish line is reserved for you as an athlete, which means please do not bring family or friends or pets or anything across the line. It is reserved for you as an athlete, otherwise you will be disqualified, unfortunately, and we want to avoid that. After all the hard work and training and effort that's gone into your race here, you will be handed a medal. You'll receive your finisher shirt in the athlete's garden. Please bring your race number for that. And you will have the possibility to engrave your medals at the athlete's garden, and there will be changing rooms, refreshment zones, food, drinks, massages, and if needed, medical support. This is the schedule once again for Sunday. We've gone through most of it. At 7:30 p.m. after closing the finish line, we will kick off the award ceremony and slot allocation for the IRONMAN 70.3 World Championship in the beautiful Iron Bay, South Africa 2018. And then at 8:30 until 10, we have the Ironman party at the Kurplatz in Binz. Award ceremony kicking off at 7:30. You need to be present in person to receive your trophy or prize. And of course, the same accounts for the slot allocation of the Ironman 70.3 World Championship following right after the awards ceremony. You need to be on site in person, have a valid form of ID and a credit card to take your well-deserved slot. And of course, this is the final race of the German Tour Series. If you raced at least 3 races and finished at least 3 races on the German Tour, you will be receiving a very special medal during the awards to the side of the big stage. Big and warm welcome to all our all-world athletes as well. Those are the top 10% of each age group. If you're not familiar with the all-world athlete program, just go online to ironman.com and find out all about it. And of course about the fantastic benefits as well. Here including priority bike racks and numbers, priority access to athlete registration, priority access to the bike check-in, your all-world athlete logo on the race bib and the logo tattoos, and of course inclusion in the event program on screen, both at the welcome banquet and the awards. Alright, for our relays, just quickly, it is enough if one person picks up the documents for all of you, as long as you all 3 signed the waiver. Alright, and you will receive a swim cap, 2 bibs, 1 for the biker, 1 for the runner, a sticker with a start number for the helmet and the bike, the transponder for the timing, and of course a clothing bag. Your bikes will be checked in on Saturday from 2 p.m. until 7 p.m. as well as it is for the individual age group athletes. There is no bike check-in on Sunday. Please make sure as you pass on your race chip that each athlete carries it along the wrist, the ankle, not the wrist or anywhere else on the body. It has to be worn on the left ankle. This is your you see the red square, your very own relay handover area, all right? In transition, make sure you familiarize yourself with it as you check the bike in on Saturday. All right, the swimmers will start at the very end of our age group start. All right, there's no mixing in within the age group athletes. Our relays will be at the very end of the race, kicking off their fantastic relay day here at the Strandräuber IRONMAN 70.3 Ruegen. And once you are ready for the finish line, all right, your swimmer and your cyclist are allowed to join you as a runner, and you are more than welcome to cross and celebrate the finish line together, hand in hand, on top of each other, any way you like to celebrate. So all that's left for me is enjoy every second, have a great race, and see you at the finish line. If you got any questions, come see us at the official race briefing at the Kurplatz on Saturday. Otherwise, have a great weekend. See you on Sunday.